Today we look at the 1176 LN compressor. Thanks for joining me at Smith Music. My name is Paul Smith and I bring you in the studio and backstage as well as do gear reviews and show musicians how to build music careers. The 1176 is a highly sought after tone. There are tons of software and hardware copies of the original units. The 1176 LN is today's version of the original. This compressor has a nice transformer saturation that I find fantastic on Snare. I've owned this unit for many years and I continue to cherish it as much as the day I got it. Here's the pros. It sounds really good. It's easy to use on percussion and it's really fast. It also sounds great on most vocals. The all buttons mode is something that I've not heard in any other compressor. It also works really good as a mic preamp. As I understand it, a mic preamp and the input circuit of the compressor are the same or similar. I've been told by many folks that you can't use it that way because of many reasons that I don't understand. I have used it as a mic preamp and it is really good, especially on Snare. There's plenty of gain on loud sources. The cons are that the knobs fail and can get scratchy easy. It's expensive and it takes up a lot of rack room. Here's the kick and the snare raw. Lots of hi-hat bleed in that snare. So I just used some drum leveler to get rid of that and to tighten up the kick. The kick is actually like a kick in and out mixed together. Both of those are going to be sent out to the hardware. Just a little bit of EQ and a little bit of enveloper. Not a ton of stuff going on here. This is a very special compressor, even though there's other people that say the originals are super coveted. I've not heard the originals, so maybe they are, maybe they smoke this. But I really like this compressor that you can still buy. I don't have a bias against new equipment versus old and vintage equipment. And maybe this doesn't do what the old 1176 does, but it definitely does a cool thing. So here it is on kick drum. So I'm in all buttons mode here. Lots of snap. Not sure where the distortion is coming from. Okay, let's try this in 4-to-1. I'm pretty sure my meter is not calibrated. Scratchy knob. If you're finding this video helpful, I'd really appreciate you liking the video and subscribing to my channel. You can get just some serious snap. Eight to 1. Twelve to 1. Twenty to 1. and all button mode. A little tough to engage. So some pretty cool variety of settings on that. Some of them helpful. You can get what you need out of it. Just needed to work a little bit. This kick drum sound definitely is making me work. These examples are extreme, not necessarily what you'd mix with, depending on your situation, but I'm wanting you to hear extreme examples of this compressor working. Okay, here's snare. Let's go 4-to-1. Slow release, fast attack. Nice bit of attack. Get tons of attack out of this. Let's do 8-to-1. Let's do 12-to-1. $20-to-1. And all buttons. Pretty crunchy. An abundance of attack. Pretty cool tone that you can get out of that. Now let's do the room tone. Here's the original room mic. Not sure why this was recorded so low, so I just used some gain plugin to get it up to proper level. And then I used drum leveler side chained to the snare just to pull only the snare out. And now we're going to give this a shot. Let's start at 4-to-1. Eight to 1. Twelve to 1. 20 to 1. And all buttons. You even get a snap out of that. That is crazy. Yeah, it's tough to not like that. You can get a lot of snap where there never was any before. So, in my opinion, this is a really special compressor, and you can read about that all over online, why it's special. It just does, for percussive sources, it really pulls things forward. With vocal, it really can pull things forward as well. I like to use the 1176 in combination with the API 525 and a DBX 160A on vocals. So combining those three with just a clean vocal track without any compression other than what I do in the box. And this one really has a great mid-range. And on drums, it's wonderful. I'm not a super fan of it on bus. I have done, now I only have one, but I have used two, and it hasn't been my favorite on bus. I've done, which is really cool, kick and snare through the 1176, just to kind of give them both a consistent snap and decay. And it's pretty interesting. There would be some of the snare channels that I didn't put through that, but mostly for the attack when I put it with kick drum. It's a pretty nice effect. If you have questions about the 1176 LN, post them in the comments and I'll be glad to answer them. To find links to any equipment or software used in this video, check out the description.